This is what our backyard looked like before I started the clearing project of taking out all the shrubs and stuff, the vines that had grown under and over and up through the trees that were there, and started cleaning it up and making it look a lot better. It was about ready to take over our yard. It was getting so out of control. So this is what the backyard looks like so far. I did most of that on Sunday. Still need to clean out some of the bushes on the left and right of these trees, but I just thought those were bushes that were there. It turned out they were actual trees, but the limbs had grown down and some of the limbs from underneath had grown up into them. Made it look like that, But there was actually trees in there. And I'm saving those cut back stuff all the way to the fence line on either side and make this a much nicer looking backyard. Put in some landscaping lights. But what I just noticed, and the reason I'm coming out here, is we got a little visitor. This little snapping turtle looks like. He just come out of the woods. Hey, Mr. Snapping Turtle. How are you doing? You doing good, buddy? Look at these things. To me, they look like a dinosaur. I mean, look at the spikes on the tail. I mean, does that not look like a dinosaur to you? And they are some mean mofos. They will eat you up if you try to mess with them. And a little snapper in the front, just take a finger right off. So I made a video 2 weekends ago about my backyard and some work I'd done to start clearing that off from some of the brush and stuff. And at the time I didn't know what some of the stuff was back there, but it was thicker than thieves. And let me just show you what it looks like now after Sunday. Me and my son worked until I just about was ready to drop. I mean, I went to bed at 9 o'clock. I was exhausted. So now you can see we've cleared back a good 20 feet or so from where our grass ends. And that stuff used to come right up here to the grass line. But I've saved a few trees that I hope will do real well. I'm going to come in here this weekend hopefully and rototiller all this under and then rake it down and put some grass seed in here and let this grass up. It's going to be beautiful. I don't know what we'll do with all this space, but now we've kind of got the bugs, the snakes, and the other stuff that comes into our yard a little further distance they have to go to get to our house, which is a good thing. You see this tree. This is a waxing myrtle. It smells really good, by the way. It was in the middle of all that mess, but see all these holes? I believe those are woodpecker holes. And they go all the way up, all the way around this tree, and almost to the ground, about a foot and a half off the ground. That other tree is the same thing. This one, I'm not really sure what it is yet. It looks like a rhododendron, but it's not a rhododendron. Maybe some kind of magnolia. We've got another magnolia over here that's just barely clinging to life. I took most of the branches off because they were dead. They all looked kind of like that, where the bark's peeling. But this one limb has a couple of buds that hopefully are going to bloom soon. But I'm hoping this thing will come back strong now. I've took all the dead stuff off of it. We'll see. Maybe a lost cause. And then there was a couple of maples back in the woods that my wife wanted me to save, so I've limbed all the stuff up there we're going to try to save. You can see where the vines were so thick in this stuff. And they grew up this tree. Just made those patterns into the bark. And getting the vines out of there was tough work. And they went way up into the top of the tree. This tree over here, there's actually a part of a vine hanging down that I just could not get out of the tree. It was so tangled. But I've left a piece of it hanging down where I've cut it off, and maybe at some point I'll attach a rope to that once it dies and pull it out of that tree. But some of these trees are pretty good looking to be covered up the way they were. And of course this pine goes way up. Both of these pines go way up. My wife wanted me to cut these pines, but for now I'm leaving them. I like the look of them, especially going side by side like that. We'll see. Anyway, I'm not Mr. Green Thumb, but I love yard work. This will be an ongoing project. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier, add a few solar powered accent lights to a few of the trees back here.